As one of the best new-gen anime, Kaiju No.8 has a few differences from the manga you might have not realized. Number 10.
先輩以外で人型となると試験会場に現れた人型
Starting off the list, we have a detail that I think was a bit of a mistake on production IG's part. After his fight with Hibino, Kaiju No.9 runs away in a sorry state. With him being in the middle of the road, a businessman just trying to get home from work has to deal with him. He yells at Kaiju No.9 to get out of the road, but as you probably know, this is the end of him. During the scene in which Kaiju No.9 eats the man, there is a clear difference in appearance between the manga and anime. Within the manga, it reverts to its normal scary-looking form that nobody would want to fight against. Meanwhile, in the anime, they decided to make him turn into some ugly, deformed human-looking thing. Not sure why they changed him up right here, but in my opinion, it looks much better within the manga. Number 9. For the next change on the list, we have some changes from the manga's attack names during the fight between Hibino and the commander Isao. During the anime, he says one of his moves, Force Blast, near the start of the battle, but we don't really hear much afterward. Meanwhile, in the manga, he has another attack named Double Blast, which I would assume is the same attack, but twice as strong. When he was supposed to say this, there was just some music being played in the background, making you wonder why they did this. Personally, I would have loved to see more of the named attacks during this battle, but not only make it more intense, but also see how far someone can push the numbered kaiju weapons.
It's Kaiju Heiki numbers! ダメだこれ以上受けるなかわせ動けねえどうして
Number 8.
みんな怒ってるだろうな
時間だこれよりお前を本部施設へ移送する
Next up, we have a change from the manga to the anime that I think was for the better. Originally, when Hibino got transferred to the HQ, after being discovered as a kaiju, he was met by only Mina in the facility. In the anime, however, they added Hoshina to give him a bit more screen time and build his character more. Personally, I think the addition was something perfect because it really shows how close Hibino got with the rest of the defense force members, including the vice captain. Although this may seem like a very minor detail, when you realize that within the manga he didn't show much help at all, it really goes to show how much faith they had in him. How do you feel about production IG adding in various scenes like this one to further the character development within the series?
俺はまだお前の隣目指していいのかな
ずっと待ってる
Number 7. Up next, we have Kaiju No.10's explosion of itself after it gets clapped by Hibino. This time, unlike my obvious bias towards the manga, I think IG actually did it better. In the manga, the explosion of Kaiju 10 looked big, but it isn't anything compared to the explosion depicted in the anime. Whether it's the coloring the manga can't do or the overall size of it, in the anime, it seems like the characters are cooked. Despite this, as you probably know, Hibino rushes to this scene saving everyone from destruction. In the manga, the explosion seems large, but not to the scale that it would kill everyone in the area. There might be a few destroyed buildings here and there. In the anime, however, they make it look good with it towering over everything in the surroundings, showing just how severe the situation is.
第三部隊の一員なんだ。今度は
Number 6.
この演習場なら本気出しても隊員巻き込む心配ないやろ。
戦力全開放 92%。
ほな、怪獣討伐始めようか。
Something Production IG did perfectly here is adding in the aura around Vice Captain Hoshina's attacks. With them having a reputable list of anime with an aura like this, it only makes sense that they drive perfectly for Hoshina. Obviously, in the manga, there is no color, so you cannot see this, but I think it's an amazing touch to his character.
よし、乱れ撃ち。
隙間狙いはただの陽動か。
While he has the purple aura, Hibino has the green-bluish aura, making you wonder what Reno's will be. If they continue with the cool effects around the characters, Kikoru would have a yellow aura. Mina always kind of has green or something, but what about Reno? Look at Kuroko's basketball and how the characters have a slight aura as they play. IG likes to use these effects to make the entire series more vibrant. With this in mind, why wouldn't they give all the main characters their own cool aura to give them each their moment?
大鳥にした。
霞打ち。
三撃剣。
取った。歯が動かん。
Before we continue, how do you think Production IG did with animating the small details from Kaiju No.8? As you comment, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Let's get back to the list. Number 5. Breaking into the top 5, we have the gun change-up. See, in the manga, the guns are a bit more detailed with different specs, and as such, make it look like a Sig Sauer, which is an AR-15. On the other hand, in the anime, the guns look a bit more sleek without as many details, causing it to look like it's imitated from a Vector.
腹狙え。何？
Although this is a very minor change, it makes you wonder whether Production IG did this intentionally or simply drew a gun similar to the other and it ended up this way. Either way, this isn't really as large of a change compared to some of the other topics on this list. Number 4.
日々のカフカ。作戦中、お前の発見で被害が大幅に抑えられたことが評価された。生体院昇格や。
Entering the list, we have a minor difference that I think helped show the bond of the defense force much better than what the manga did. In the manga, once Hibino is accepted into the defense force, officially while eating dinner, everyone gives him a small clap. On the other hand, in the anime, we get almost 45 seconds worth of the celebration for Hibino. While this might be a minor difference, there are tons of added clips right before this scene. For example, once Hibino starts arm wrestling, it's unclear whether he wins or loses, while everyone else starts screaming at each other as well. On top of this, there is a long scene in the anime where Izumo meets with the head chef to give a bit of backstory to him being filthy rich.
対怪獣兵器の国内最大手出雲テクノロジーズの御曹司よ。
防衛隊のスーツ作ってる会社？
そう、うちなんか比較になんない財力よ。
This scene is nowhere to be found in the manga, making it another anime exclusive. All of it might seem like filler when you compare it to the main story. It's these minor details that help and wrap you within the story.
いい夜だな。できれば一人もかけてほしくない。
Number 3.
俺は人を救いたくて防衛隊に来た。その俺が救われた日々のカフカに。
Although there were a lot of changes in the manga to the anime, there were also lots of added scenes that you might not have even realized. Much like how solo leveling was done, the original manga is filled with fighting, making the story seem a bit rushed from time to time. Meanwhile, in the anime, we get to see various backgrounds like Izumo and Aoi talking about how they wish to free Hibino.
先輩たち。今日日々の処分が決まる日だろう。そう思ったらなんだか落ち着かなくてな。
お前たちも同じなんだろ。
Compare this to the manga, and there are no scenes at all of them talking. This might not seem very big of a change, but when you realize how many scenes of added background characters, it goes to show how much IG plans on building the world. If anything, this is an indication to me that these characters will have a more vital role in seasons to come from Kaiju No.8.
そいつが何をしたかだけを見て判断するべきだと俺は思う。
ああ、その通りだ。
Number 2. Breaking into the top 2, we have one of the scariest looking monsters we have seen in the anime, the Mushroom Monster. With it having a clear body visible to everyone within the manga, it doesn't seem as menacing. Compared to the anime, however, it seems to take over the entire horizon. Not sure what you think, but in my opinion, the Mushroom Monster looks much better in the anime.
ここが討伐地区。あれが今回の本獣。
Once again, Production IG has outdone themselves with amazing animation, sometimes beating even the masterpiece manga. Although they add tons of new scenes to the anime to make it a bit different, there are some panels they left out. For example, when Hibino and his group prepare for battle, they see one of the smaller kaiju standing before them, showing just how enormously big the main body is for comparison. Number 1. At the end of the list, we have the difference in Hibino's pose when he faces off against Kaiju No.9. In the manga and on many sites, the iconic pose for Hibino is bending over with a fist up. While he does this still in the manga, when it is adapted to the anime, he simply just stares down the kaiju. Now, this may not be a huge difference to many people, but considering it's the first emergence of him using his true power, I wish they had included this in the anime. Not only is this pose an iconic one to many people, but it's also pretty memorable. He peers over his prey, ready to pounce with smoke coming out, making this one of my favorite, if not the best pose he makes during the series. Either way, this scene was animated beautifully, giving me no room to complain.
あんた怪獣だったの？
ヒコル。お願いお願い、どうかこのことは防衛隊には内緒でお願いします。お願い。
Well, that wraps up the list. Let me know which are your favorite differences on the list in the comment section below. While you comment, don't forget to like and subscribe, as it is the best way to support my content. See ya!